Hello everyone. So welcome back to the stream. I hope I'm audible. If I'm audible, can I get yes in the comments so that we can start with today's session? So today we'll be talking about very interesting problem. Okay. So let us wait for others to join so that we can start together. Okay. So first thing is whether I'm audible or not. Please confirm that in the comments. Please write yes in the comments that if I'm audible and visible. Let us wait for others to join. So basically today, okay, so today we are doing some problems on string. Basically we'll be seeing the important property of tokenization, and from there, by extracting the words, we will be solving a problem that is based on that. So basically the main thing that we are going to be discussing today is tokenizing, or tokenizing a string or a sentence of or a given sentence basically. So we'll be trying to tokenize that, and we'll be basically getting the words from that and trying to solve some problem on that. Okay, so I think we are good to go and we can start. So basically what is this problem is, for example, okay, so basically I'll be just telling you the questions that we are going to be solving, and why we are using tokenizing in that, okay, in that question. So basically suppose the question is very simple. Okay, we need to the find the first repetitive or a first repeating word, okay, in a sentence basically. For example, if the sentence is something like I am course, or basically let me take another example, that Ravi is the best. Ravi is the best, and he is also anything. He is also good in maths or something like that. Okay, so suppose this is a string, and the output which we want to show for this string is basically is in this case. Okay, because when we look into this problem, this is the first word that is repeating, and it is common basically. Okay, for example, this is the first word that is repeating. Other words are not there that is repeating. Okay, if we give example something like Ravi is best. Okay, Ravi is best means in this case we'll be just showing them as -1 because we don't have anything matching in this case. Okay, so this is the problem, and we'll be just looking into how we can solve this type of problems. So what we are going to be doing is, first is we'll be just learning about strings, and then we'll be just trying to solve them. Okay, so this is the basically boilerplate which is there in the front of your screen. And now basically when we are talking about tokenization, so there are many ways to do that. And why I am doing that, basically to use one of the C style function, that is str tokenizer. Okay, so this is the function which we are going to be using. And one thing you can notice that this will only take the character pointer. Okay, basically the C style array that is going to be taking a C style string basically. Okay, as an argument. And if we are trying something like string, if we try to pass that string in this, then it will be showing some error. Okay, so that is what we are going to be doing first. So let us try to make a string here. Suppose the string is something like this. Okay, so something I'll be writing Ravi is best, and I can say indeed he is. So this is the basically the string. Okay, and in this you can see we have the output as is. Okay, the output in this case should be easier. So basically now my task is to convert into a C style string. Okay, So first thing is I just want to convert this into a C style string. So how we can do that? So first thing can be just to make a character array. We can make that as character and array, and that can be of s dot length, s dot size plus 1 of size. Okay, and we just can run our normal for loop that will be just running in this string s. Okay, in string s, and it will be just basically adding all the elements in this case. So you can see we'll be just writing array of I, and we can say array of I equals to x or something like that. Okay, and then we can simply try to run that. So we can something like this, and we can say something like x. Okay, so this is basically how you can convert this. Okay, and here we can use normal for loop because we are going to be using index here. So instead of writing this, we can simply write for loop, or it can start for enter equals to 0, I less than s dot size I plus plus, and whatever the array is there, I'll be just writing s of I. Okay, so this is basically what we are going to be writing here, and you can see we'll be getting this string, and that is in C style as well. Okay, so you can see we are getting that apostrophe or basically add the rate here. Okay, we can remove that, no problem. But I hope you have got that what we are trying to do. We are just trying to convert this C++ style, okay, C++ style string, and C++ style string into a C style string, so that we can use that C style string in some of the functions that we are going to be using in, after some time. Okay, so that is the one of the way which you can do, basically make an array of some size. Okay, and then just put all the elements there. Okay, and you can just do of size because we don't need extra size, so that's why we are getting that one. But now you can see we'll be not getting. Okay, so that is the first step, and it is the first way basically. Now let us talk about other ways. Okay, so other ways can be very tricky. So suppose we have this string, right, Ravi is best. Okay, and what we can do is we can make our character C style character, we can declare that, and we can call that as character s. Okay, and what we can do is we can simply point to the base address of that, because what is an array? Okay, what is C style array? Basically it will be, what we'll be needing is the address of the first character. Okay, that is all what we are going to be needing here in this case. That is all what we need in this case. So first thing is we'll be making a character, and we can call that as str, or we can call that as character s. Okay, s is already present, so we can say str. Okay, and what we are going to be doing, we are going to be simply doing something like this: str ampersand of array. Okay, array of, or we just don't need, we can simply use s of 0. And this was for the first example. We don't want this. Now we can remove this so that there is no confusion. Also we can remove this. Okay, so this is what this is the one way, and it is quite simple and efficient compared to the others. We are simply making a character, C style character or C style string here, character is pointer str, and then we are just pointing that to the address. So we will be using ampersand here, address of the s of 0. Okay, and we'll be just running our for loop to print the values. Okay, to see whether we are getting the values correct or not. Okay, so here we'll be just writing s dot size, and we'll be writing I plus plus. We'll be just trying to print the values which are at str of I. Okay, let us try to print now, and you can see we'll be getting the same output which we were expecting here. Okay, so no issues in that. There is a second way, and I'll recommend this to use in your programs. So now let us jump to the question that we are going to be looking. I hope you have guessed these two ways that we can do. Okay, and now let us jump to the problem. Now what we want is to basically print this. For example, here in this case you can see we have this, right? We have this space as separator, okay, and we want this all the words to be printed one by one. For example, we want this to be printed like Ravi is best dot, then we have space, then we will be writing indeed he is, okay. So this is how we want our values to be printed, okay. We just need to ignore this spaces here, and we want to print other than that, okay, whatever the values are there, other than that we'll be just printing those values. Let us see how we can do that, okay. So first way can be using uh, C style functions, that is strtok, tokenizing the string, okay. So let us try to use this and see by yourself. So basically if you want to use this function, you will be needing basically you will need to convert this string to C style string, okay. Let us convert that first. So how we going to be converting that? So I already told, first we will be writing something like this, character str, okay, and then I'll be just pointing str equals to ampersand of s of 0, okay, not o is 0. So now we have done that. Now first thing is, let us try to use this function, okay. So how we are going to be using this function? So basically we'll be declaring this one str token, okay, and in this we'll be writing strtok, and the arguments that we are going to be passing, first thing is str, what we are going to be passing, and second is this delimiter, okay, from which the values will be getting separated, okay. So once this is done, now we'll be using our for loop to print the values. So what is the condition that we are going to be given? While token not equals to null, okay, and simply we are going to be printing now, okay. So that is the condition which we want, okay. Now we will be just printing the cout token, and then we'll be writing and, okay. And one thing is that we are going to be updating, or basically telling that token, basically strtok, to continue finding more tokens. And how we are going to be doing that? By passing null, okay, by passing null into this as a first argument and delimiter as a second, okay, at this case here. So I guess that is all what we want to print all the values. Let us try to run the code and see the output, if that is correct or not. So you can see we are getting some errors, invalid comparisons, okay. So here we have this one. So let me check why it is giving some errors. So guys, this is the first way, okay. So this is the first way which we have seen. Okay, for example, here I am trying to just write that, and the first is just pointing this array to the base address for the string s, and then we are just calling this character token. Okay, and that should be a pointer type, and again we'll be using this function to print this value. But the thing which we want to make sure that we don't use something like this. Okay, let us see if this type of brackets is accepted in C++ and C basically. So if you just try to run this code, C will be getting some errors here. Okay, so please make sure that you use, so that is what the error which I was getting before, so please don't try to use that. Instead use double quotes, and let us try to run the code now, and this will work fine, and you'll be getting the words in the format which you want. Okay, so that is the first thing you need to make sure that you are using. So these are the small things which you always need to make sure that you are doing correct. Instead of writing this double quotes, if you are doing single quotes, it will be showing you errors. Okay, so please make sure you put double quotes here on the both sides. Okay, so that is the first way, and let us talk about the second way of doing a similar task. Okay, there is other ways, there can be other ways that you can use by yourself. Okay, the simple ones, but these are the more preferred and efficient, you can say, to use them. Okay, so let us talk about the second way, basically that is using iStream. Okay, or basically they we call as string streams. So that is string stream, and we can call that as s. Okay, and what we are going to be doing, we are just going to be passing, we are first calling that stream as st, and in this will be passing s. Okay, now we will be just making a string s. Okay, and we will not doing anything, or we can call that as str, and we'll be just giving this function. Okay, basically this is nothing but the getLife function to take the input. Now we used to do something like this, right? See, we basically will be taking input from console, but this time we'll be taking it input from our st. Okay, and that will be pushing into our str, and the value which is delimiting is this space. Whenever we are getting space, we will not be taking an input. Till then we'll be just running our while loop, and I'll be just running this loop to print the value str and enter. So let us try to run the code now. So you can see we'll be getting the same output here in this case whenever we are using this function. So this is the second way of basically finding the words. Okay, finding the words from our string s. Okay, so there was C style, and this is again a different type of thing, and this is also this can also be a good thing to use. Now our question, okay, let us jump into the question now, and this question is what we are doing now. So basically we want to tell what is the first word that is repeating in this. Okay, so I'll be doing that. So this is the output for this is right, the output is in this case. So we will be expecting is to be shown on the screen. So let's see how we can do that. So what I am going to be doing is, first I'll tell you the approach that I'll be using here. So the approach is very simple. Okay, so we'll be just making an set, we'll be making an unordered set to check whether that value is present in that string or not. Excuse me. So basically first thing is we'll be just running our for loop, and we'll basically not for loop, we'll be just running a while loop, and we'll be taking all the strings that is forming here. And one thing is that whenever we are not able to find anything that comes before, or if we are not finding anything, then we'll be just pushing that element in our set. For example, let us suppose this is a set, and our iteration is in that at this word my. Okay, now here you can see first whenever I'm at this position. Okay, so this is basically 5 words that can be formed here, and first we are at this position my. Now we'll be checking whether this set that this my is present in my set or not. So I'll be checking whether my set is present or not. So you can see my is not present, so I'll be pushing that to enter stat. Now I'll be jumping into the name. Now name will be seeing whether it is present in the set or not. So you can see it is not present. So I'll be just pushing that into a set and we'll be just continuing. Then we'll be having is. So is also not there in the set, so is will be pushed here. And again one is not there in this set, so it will be pushed here. And the end we have this is, right? So this is will also be pushed into this, but before pushing it will be just checking whether it's present or not. So you can see it is already present. So whenever we are getting something, so we'll be just getting that as an output. Okay, so let us try to use this type of logic and see whether we can try to use them here. Okay, so let us try to do that. The first thing is that I'll be making my unordered set. Okay, why unordered set? Because it has good complexity compared to this set. So set is basically self-balancing BSTs, and that take more time in searching, but in unordered set you can do that operation in order of 1. So that is what you can use, so you can always go for that. Now we have unordered set, and we will be pushing all the values strings here. Okay, unordered set of strings, and then we'll be calling that as US. Okay, now whenever we are trying to print here, so here we'll be just running here the condition. First thing is we'll be just checking if whatever the string I am getting from the getLine function, if that is already present in this unordered set or not. So I'll be just stating us.find the str. Okay, how will be giving the condition? I'll be just writing not equals to us.end. Okay, if that is the case, which means we have found the value which is there. So in that case I'll be just printing the value. What I'll be printing? I'll be just printing the value itself, so I'll be printing str. Okay, and that's it, I guess. And once I'm printing, I'll be just breaking this condition because I don't want to search for the second word. Okay, I just want the first word here itself. And in else condition, if I'm not able to find anything, so in that case what I'll be doing, I'll be pushing that element to our unordered set. So I'll be just using insert operation to basically push that value into this unordered set. So that is how we are going to be doing that. Okay, so once we are getting this, okay, so basically what you can do is, if you want to print -1 for the things which you want, you are not getting anything, so what you can do is, so basically instead of breaking, what you can do is you can just simply end the program here itself once we are getting that. If you are not getting that, which means you will be coming out of this loop, and you can simply see out -1. Okay, that can be a thing which you can use. You'll be using Ctrl+0 to end the program. So let us try to run the code, and the output which we are expecting to come is easier. Let us try to run the code now. You can see the output which we are expecting is correct here. In this case it's easier, which is true. Okay, let us try to give some other. If you try to remove this, okay, if you try to remove this and try to run the code, so the thing we will be getting is -1 in this case. Okay, so the better way you can do is, instead of writing all these operations here, what you can do is make a function and just pass this string into that and do all this operation here, so that we can keep the main function as clean as possible. Okay, so that is that. Now let us try to use the other way of tokenizing, that is strt. Okay, and let us try to run that here. So first thing is, I'm not be using string to take the input. So what I'll be using is the character or string strt. Okay, so first thing I'll be making character array, basically to convert this C style into this. So I'll be just writing ampersand of s of 0, Okay, and the other thing I'll be using is character star token equals to, I'll be using this str function. Okay, and in this what I will be passing, I'll be passing two arguments basically. First is the array, which is C style array. Okay, C style string, and the other thing is this one, double quotes. Make sure you put double quotes there. And instead of writing this while loop, the condition will be something different. I'll be writing while token not equals to null. Okay, so this is the condition, and I'll be using the same function to see whether that is there, but instead of writing str, I'll be pushing this token. Okay, and this will be remaining same only. And what else thing we need to change here? I think that's it, but the other conditions that we want to put here so that it goes to the next token. So we are going to be updating our token, and we'll be just writing str tok with passing null, which tells this function to continue searching for more tokens. Okay, and again we'll be passing double quotes here. Okay, so I think that is it. What are the operations that we did here? First thing is that we try to convert this string to C style array basically. Okay, and here we try to use this function, token function or strtok function, and then here the condition is there which tells when to end basically base condition, and here is the insertion in our unordered set to check if element is there or not. Okay, so and what are the other things which we did? We just try to do use read insert operation, and then we are just telling here we are telling the function to continue searching, tells to continue looking for more such tokens. Okay, so that is the condition here which is there now, and I think that is it. This is unordered set. Why we use unordered set? For search operation that provides searching in order of 1. So that is very good. Okay, because we do not want to traverse, and we can do this operation in order of 1. Okay, so that is the function. Let us try to run the code and see the output here. Okay, instead of this one we will be using token, and here we are trying to print the str2k, which is not there, which is token. So you can see we are getting -1, and if we try to give some other rate is here, then we will be getting is. If we do something like this, we will not be getting anything, -1. If I will be getting again name, so in this will be getting name as output. Okay, so you can see there is some problems here, and we'll need to check whether that is true or not, how we can use this. Basically you can see this is already present, but if the element, what the question is here, that we are going to be checking this one, right? So there are two things, there are two scenarios that is being created here. First thing is that what we are doing, what the function is doing, that we are not pushing all the elements first in the unordered set. So what it is doing is we are checking this condition my, Okay, and if it is present in the stack, if it is present in our another set, okay, yes. So basically, if it is not present, then we will be pushing here. Okay, then we are at this name, so it is not present, we will be pushing here. E is not present, so E is pushing here. But the condition here is this, that we are only searching the position which is near to it. Okay, basically, if you can see we have this is here, right? Although this name which is repeating comes before that, okay, before this, so you can see we are not searching for that, instead we are going for this one is. So why is that happening? Because we are not pushing the elements first in our another set, instead we are pushing afterwards. For example, in this name you can see this name, for example here, let us just dry run this code and see how it is working. So first thing is we are creating another set, so I'll be just making this another set a little bigger so that it is visible. Okay, and let us make me little bit this one. Okay, so I hope this is visible to all of you. Now first thing is we are at this position. Okay, so this is basically another set for string types. Okay, and first thing is we are at this position my. Okay, now my will be checked, my will be checking that whether it is present in our another set or not, whether this is present in another set or not. So you can see it is not present in our another set, so it will be just pushing that element my here. Okay, second thing is name, whether name is present or not. So name is not present, so you can see name will be pushed into this. Third thing is that is present or not, so you can see is present here. Okay, it is not present, so we are pushing into that another stack, another set. And then Mohan is there, right? So it is not there, so we are just pushing that into this. Now we have again is. Okay, we have again is, so you can see we are going to be seeing that is already present here, so that's why we are going to be printing is here, which is printed here in the screen. And we have name here, we are not checking for name here. Okay, so basically how it is happening in this case is, whenever we are getting the thing, for example, instead of doing this name, we are not getting name ahead of this, right? We are not getting a name ahead of this, so it is not showing for name, instead it is showing yes for is. So let us try to change this code and let us see if it is work for name thing. So how we can do that? So basically what we are going to be doing is, first is we are going to be pushing all the elements in our another set. Okay, so for example in this case all this is already present, my name is more 4 digits are already present, and then we'll be just iterating in our this one. Okay, again we'll be just iterating in this and checking for those values. Okay, so first thing is that we are going to be making a vector. So I'm just doing all these operations so that I can cover most of the data structures, so that it is easy to understand and correlate with each other. So here I am trying to be constructing a vector which will be basically storing the strings here. Okay, and I'm just calling that as v, and whatever the tokens I'm getting, instead of printing there here, I'll be just pushing that there. Okay, so here I was trying to print those, and I'm not going to be searching here, so I'll be just removing these operations. Okay, I'll be pushing into my this one another set, as well as I'll be pushing into my stack, or basically vector, sorry. So I'll be using pushback function and I'll be writing token, and let us give some clarity to this, so I'll be just giving some spaces here. Okay, so we have done this now, and this will be working fine. It will be just getting all the values from there, not be printing this -1. Okay, And once we are done, let us try to print the values that are present in our vector. So I'll be using something like this: int x in v, cout b, cout x basically, and then enter. Okay, so there are some errors. There is an extra, this one. So this is working fine. Here we don't need this. Okay, now it works fine. So you can see we are getting all that are present in this stack. Okay, the stacks, the vectors, basically the elements are present is my name is Mohan, is name. So whatever the string is there, it is present, it is getting printed in the vector. But let us try to print the values that are present in our another set. Okay, so you can see only these 4 values are present in another set. So what I'll be doing is I'll be just iterating my this one vector, and I'll be looking for the elements. For example, let me just take, for example, I'll be just iterating in my vector. I don't need to do that, I already have this for loop. So I'll be just writing here v. Now the condition that I'll be giving here is that I'll be checking for the value x, it is present in another set or not. If it is present, then that's our answer, otherwise there is no answer for that, then we'll be pushing -1 there. Okay, so we'll be just writing if my, so I'll be using us.find x not equals to us.end, which means we have found the value us.end. So once we are done that, so we'll be just writing, okay, us.find x, and if it is not pointing to the end, which means we have found the value, and then we'll be just writing the value x, okay, basically the string x, and that is it. Okay, if we are finding that value, we'll be just returning 0. Okay, we'll be just making that get it over that there only, we're not going to be searching any other things. Okay, let us try to run the code now and see. We'll be getting my, okay, so basically it shouldn't be giving us my, okay, we are searching this one. Okay, so here what we are trying to do is, so here is some problems are there again. So basically what is there in our this one, what is there in our this one string. So string, basically in vector, what are the elements are present? So elements that are present here is my name is, all these elements are present in this one's vector. Okay, this is our present in vector. And now what is present in another set? So in another set, which is we are calling as us, okay, and I'll be just writing here. So in this, the elements that are present is this thing. Okay, so only these 4 elements are there in another set, and the elements that are present in this vector are all these elements. Now what we are trying to do is, we are trying to run this code. Okay, we are trying to run this, and you can see what we are trying to do. So instead of writing all these elements, okay, so if we can get only the elements that are having frequencies more than 2, okay, more than 1, so if you are trying to push that element, then we can get something useful. Okay, so we'll be doing that now, and here it is showing error because we are checking my with my. So instead of using another set, what we can use is, we can use another map here. Okay, so basically how we can use another map, and instead of writing string, we can make first as string and second we can make as count. Okay, so basically that will be integer. Okay, so that is the second thing. So first thing is the string, and the second thing is this one. So let us try to run that. So in here, instead of pushing that us dot insert this one token, what we'll be writing is, we can write something like us of token plus plus. Okay, so this will basically get the values in another set, and let us try to run the code. Let's see if there is no error. So there is no errors, and I'll be just trying to print the values. So I'll be just traversing this. I'll be just commenting for now, and I'll be seeing whether I'll be getting the values or not. So I'll be using first to get the first value, x dot second to get the second value, and I'll be pushing handle. Okay, not getting there. So I think we don't need this one. Okay, now you can see we have all these things that are greater than 2. So as you can see, we have this mode with the frequency of 1 in our whole sentence, and second thing is this one is with the frequency of 2 in whole sentence, name to my one time. Okay, so what I'll be doing is, so here whatever the condition was there, the condition that it should find in our another set. Okay, that is the first thing, and second thing that my x dot second should be greater than 2, because if it is 1, which means it is already present in a vector, and that is no need for searching that. So what I'll be doing, I'll be just commenting this, which I was used to show the values that I'm getting into our map. So what is the condition that we are going to be doing? So we will be just giving, first we will be searching whether it is present or not. Okay, so what I'll be doing, so I'll be just iterating a vector, and if my x, if I'm able to find, if my us dot if I'm able to find us dot find whatever the element is there at this position. So for example, if I'm trying to find this one, which is normal our array, or what I'm trying to find is this value, right, x in our, if so, how I'm going to be running this, I'll be just finding that thing, right? So what I'm going to be doing, so let us see how we can do that. So let's get rid of this. So basically what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to traverse into this. Okay, I'm trying to traverse into this. I'm checking whatever the values that are present in this or not. Okay, so what I can do is, I can make a whatever the values are there in our map with a greater frequency more than 2, that I can make a separate thing. Okay, separate set, you can say. Let us try to do that, although we can directly do, but let us do that so that we can get a practice here itself. So I'll be using this string, you can order set string, which will basically storing the values, and here I'll be calling that as uss or uss second, us1, and here we have map, but that's okay now for now. So yeah, us1. Now I'll be just iterating in my us, and that is another map basically. Okay, but no issues. Now let us see. First I'll be checking if my x dot first, if my x dot second, basically, because we'll be checking for the frequencies, if my second is equals to or basically greater than 1, then I'll be just pushing into this. So I'll be just inserting the element in my US1. So what I'll be pushing? I'll be pushing this whole X. Okay, basically not X, X dot first. Okay. So whatever the elements that are present in my string 2, that I'll be trying to push that into my this one, another set. Okay, now let us see whether I'm getting that values or not. So I'll be just iterating in my this one US AutoX in our US1. I'll be trying to print those values. So I'll be using X. So let us see. You can see whatever the elements that are there in this, I'm getting here. So now what is there? Now I'll be just simply running our vector. So I'll be just running a loop in my vector, and I'll be searching. I'll be just searching that if whatever the element is there, that is X, is present in our unordered set US1 or not. Okay. So I'll be just writing if US1 dot find X, okay, not equals to US dot n, which means we have got that value. So in that case I'll be just printing that value, which is X, and I'll be just returning from there. Okay, which means basically the whole execution stopped there. Else if I'm not getting anything, what I'm getting, I'll be going out of this loop and I'll be just trying to print the value here. Okay, that is -1, which is showing it is we don't got any values. Okay, let me get rid of this. Okay, now I hope it is somewhat clear. So this was the program. Now let us see. Let us write it on the code. This is US1, not US. Okay, so you can see the output which we are getting is this one, name, which is correct. Now we can correctly say that the program is running fine here. So this is the program. Okay, if I do something like my, let us try to run the code for this one. So you can see for my also it is working fine. Okay, so that was the program. So although it was similar, it was very simple question, but I tried to implement different algorithms, different type of data structures. For example, unordered set, we tried using unordered map. Okay, I hope you'll be getting how we are using this map and all these things. And we have tried to use these vectors, then we are trying to use this SCV style strings and all those things, and how we are pushing this into a map. So all this value will be helping you to get better in the concepts. Okay, so that was it for today. We'll be meeting tomorrow with such type of problems that will be helping us to basically building data structures and building the knowledge of data structures. So please don't forget to hit the like button and share the video as much as possible, so that others can also get help from this videos. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. We'll meet Monday with some other interesting problems.
Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from GeeksforGeeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from GeeksforGeeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced